Hello again! This week we bring you a super special video. We've been wanting to make this kind of cakes for a long time and we finally did it. We have the technique for you to make them perfectly. Let's do this! Today we make a rainbow cake with El Gato rainbow and La Gata moon. For this recipe we're going to need 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of butter, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 medium eggs, 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of vanilla, and food coloring. We're going to begin by pouring the butter at room temperature in a bowl. And on top, we're going to pour the sugar. And we're going to beat it until they are well integrated. I always tell you the same things, but sometimes it seems like it's impossible for them to mix. But in the end, they will. So have a little patience. When they're well blended and the color has lightened a little bit, we're going to add the eggs. And try not to put all the shell into the bowl as I did. That's it. And we beat it again. At this point, it seems that the dough is a little strange, but don't worry because when we add the flour, it will be fixed. Add a teaspoon of vanilla, about 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder, and half of the flour. And we're going to beat it at low speed. Remember that it's very important not to overbeat the dough so that it doesn't become too thick once baked. When we see no more flour, we're going to add a little more. We integrate it. And finally, we're going to add the rest of the flour so that there's nothing left in the bowl. And we finish mixing everything. You'll see that this dough is quite consistent, but that's what we want, because the cake we're going to make will have many colors and we don't want them to mix with each other. We're going to divide our dough in 6 different bowls. What I'm doing is pouring 1 spoonful at a time into each bowl, so that I have the same amount of batter in each one. And we're going to dye it in the colors of the rainbow. I always recommend you to use gel dyes, because the colors are much more vivid. And if you have the primary colors, you can get all the colors of the rainbow. Subscribe to our channel to not miss any videos. Perfect, we already have the dough ready. Now, as you can see, I've prepared the mold. I'm going to use this one here. I've put some baking paper and I've added a little bit of foil so that it doesn't stick. And now we're going to add the first color, which is going to be red. The special thing about this cake is that we're not going to put the layers together once it's baked. Instead, we're going to bake it with all these colors. And now we're going to spread well the red dough all over the base of our mold. And to make it as flat as possible, we're going to use the trick of the toothpick, which I always recommend. We're going to move the dough to remove all the air. And we're going to bake it for only 4 minutes at 360 degrees Fahrenheit. As you can see, it looks like it's baked, but it's quite soft. It is just baked enough for it not to mix with the next color. We add the orange, and we do the same. We spread it very carefully, because if we press it too much, it will mix with the red color. And with the toothpick, as you can see, I'm making it flatter too. At this point, don't worry if your dough seems to melt too much, because that will happen in the oven too. And now we bake it for 7 minutes at 360 degrees Fahrenheit, a little more than before. We already have the orange color, so let's go with the yellow color. We pass a toothpick and to the oven again. Ready. We add the green color, which as you can see I mixed a little bit with the yellow. And we put it back in the oven for 7 minutes. Now the blue color, the toothpick, and to the oven for another 7 minutes. And when we have it, we're going to take it out and put the last layer. We're going to put the purple and we're going to flatten it very well, because this is one of the parts that's going to be seen. And being the last layer, we're going to bake it for 10 minutes, or until the toothpick comes out completely clean. This last baking is very important, because we're going to finish baking the whole cake. And that's it! It looks like it changed colors, but it's still purple. What happened is that it burned a little bit, but it's fine, because we're going to turn it over and it will not be noticeable. And before I show you how beautiful it looks on the inside, I remind you that we have a lot of resources on our website, and you can download them. This week we've uploaded a super special pack of spring activities. I'm sure you will love it. We'll leave you the link in the description of the video. And now finally, let's see what our cake looks like on the inside. Look at all the colors! Now I'll show you better, don't worry. We turn it over on a plate. And we will remove the bottom. As you can see, I prefer to leave the red part on top, because it was a little less burned. And now we're going to cut it into squares, or as you like. Here you can use a cookie cutter to make fun shapes. Have you noticed how good the colors look? They're super vivid. And as you can see, they've not been mixed because we've baked them just enough. And it's much more convenient than making cakes of all colors and putting them one on top of the other. Besides, this recipe comes out super tasty. Well, look, here they mixed a little bit, but it looks pretty nice actually. And now to make the cake a little more hydrated and juicy, we're going to make a syrup. And we're going to pour it with this bottle here, which I've already shown you in another video. Remember that to make the syrup, we're going to mix 1 part of water and 1 pot of sugar. In this case, I made 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. Put them in a saucepan and don't stir it until it boils. Simply put it in this bottle, or you can put it over the cake with a spoon. But this invention is super convenient. If you're interested, I also leave the link in the description of the video. And look, it's like a shower. We're going to hydrate all of our cakes. And as final touch, we're going to put cream on top. This also makes the rainbow colors stand out much more. These cakes look amazing. Look how colorful they are. They're perfect for birthday parties or simply for a good snack. And well, now comes the most awaited moment. We have to test if it's tasty. And I have to tell you that it is incredible. It's very tasty. The mixture of the sponge cake and the cream is perfect. We hope you liked today's video a lot. Remember that we have many more recipes on the channel. And today we want to send a greeting to Alejandra Valentia, who asked us in the comments. Thank you for following us. We'll leave you several videos to watch here. See you soon!